Alright. So after the eyelashes, we can now move on to the eyebrows. I have the eyebrow geometry there. I can probably hide the eyelash geometry now and show my eyebrow geometries. Now for the eyebrow geometry, we're going to do something a little different. It's going to be another exchange method, which is the groomable splines. I'm going to go for generate, the description, and create a new description underneath the exchange editor. This time it's going to be called eyebrow. And it's also in the hair collection. I'm not going to change that, but the thing it will be changed will be the type from splines to groomable splines. And create. Oh, I have one already. Eyebrow 02 and create. Seems like it's not gonna do that. This is the most buggy part of the exchange. Sometimes you cannot even control Z. I mean, what's going on? It's like, it's too ironic, right? You cannot even control Z. What's the problem with this plugin? Sometimes it's really weird. But anyway, now I have this kind of like a new system called the groomable splines applied on my eyebrow surface, and you can see now it looks like some sort of a needle going down like that. And you can actually groom them using those groom brushes that are available to you, and they look exactly like those guys, right? And you can, but I don't think they're the same thing, but you can use these brushes now in this window. So first of all, the thing I don't like is I'm having too little to work on. So I'm gonna change the density here to have more or less of the strands. So maybe that's, you know, some good starting point. Okay. And I don't like the length either. Let me just crank up the length just a little bit so that it do like the length of the eyebrow hair. Okay. Now if you want to see the thickness, you can either just refresh it so that you can see those, or you can change. You can actually go ahead and change the display to cards. So the cards actually shows you the thickness, so you can change the width downwards. Alright, and I can maybe go back to lines. Okay, so let me start doing some density control, because now they're happening all of the places. Of course I don't want them to be everywhere, right? So I'm gonna go for this lens brush. Okay, I'm going to change the operation here underneath the lens brush to increment -1, and the goal length will be 0. What this means is just trying to make them shorter and shorter until they're 0, and every time you draw a stroke, it's going to make the line 1 unit shorter. Okay, now you don't have to worry about symmetry yet, because you see that you have the flipping option right here underneath edit. Okay, let me make my brush smaller. The same shortcut, holding down B button and drag, right? I'm gonna erase some of the hairs that I don't really want to have. These ones. Okay, if it's easier, I can maybe hide my hair there. I'm gonna go again and use the lens brush again and just erase some of the hairs that I don't think are needed. I'm holding down, cannot holding down control, but yeah, I can drag that number to something bigger to get them back. I have to also change that. It's a little weird. So I have to constantly change those guys, I guess. So I'm gonna use this to, at least rough out, right, the shape of my eyebrow. Okay, maybe make the middle ones a little longer. That's too long. So this is a little bit hard to control, but they're great for shorter hairs like beard and shorter hairs on the face, right? You can do that on these guys. Bring those guys back just a little bit and go to 0 and negative values, so I can erase these guys at the bottom. And maybe not going up that too much, seems like she's hungry. Do that. Just trying to rough out the shape of the eyebrow. and go a little bit higher here, have a little bit more here back, maybe. Too much. It's not the easiest to brush by any means. Maybe I can have a little bit more on the top. Alright. Let me take a look at how it looks like when I mirror it. So flip to right. Now they're flipped. Now I can probably do some changing here. The lens doesn't look right. I'm gonna go use the lens again, right? And use subtractions. The goal lens maybe use 1, so that I can just make them shorter but not all the way down. Okay. And maybe I can, yeah, I can keep those as that. And let me mirror them again. Flip to right. All right. So that's the first steps. Just figure out the bigger shapes, right? Do some grooming and make sure that you have the proper lens and proper basic shape, and then we can go ahead and groom them in the next tutorial. Okay.